So, I got something super cool for you. Well, not cool actually. It's kind of the opposite of cool. I was scrolling on my phone the other night, just winding down, or trying to, and I went from Instagram, seeing someone my age buying a house, to LinkedIn, where another person just got this massive promotion. And I ended up feeling totally drained and kind of small. You know what I mean?
Oh, I 100% know what you mean. That feeling is so, so specific. It's that little pit in your stomach. And you've just perfectly described the topic for today.
Right.
We're going to get into why comparison feels so much harder and more, I don't know, aggressive today than ever before in history. It's not just in your head.
Okay, good. Because I was starting to worry.
No, you're not alone. Welcome everyone to 60 Seconds Scholar, where we dig into these big ideas.
Right. Today we're asking, why is keeping up with the Joneses so much harder when you can see all the Joneses all over the world all at once?
Exactly. So let's start with a bit of history. For basically forever, humans operated in what sociologists call a small pond.
A small pond? Okay, so you mean like a literal small group of people?
A literal small group. Think about your frame of reference. It was your village, your immediate community. The people you compared yourself to were the people you could physically see and interact with.
Yeah, okay.
So your sense of normal was based on a very small, very local sample size.
That makes me think of my grandpa. He used to tell me he was one of the first guys in his town to get a color TV, and for him, that was a huge deal. He was like the king for a month.
Yes, that's a perfect example. His pond was his town. He wasn't comparing his new TV to some billionaire's home theater he saw on the internet, because that didn't exist.
Uh-huh.
The information streams were just so much slower and more limited. You had the newspaper, the radio, maybe some magazines. But the key thing is, you also saw the full picture of the people around you. You saw your neighbor's new car, sure, but you also saw when their roof was leaking or when their kids were being a pain.
You saw the behind the scenes, the struggles, not just a shiny end result.
The full human experience. It was a grounded reality. You were comparing your whole life, mess and all, to their whole life, mess and all. It was a fair fight, you know?
Okay, that makes so much sense. So that was a small pond, but now, this thing in my hand, this is not a small pond. This is a freaking portal to every pond on the planet.
It's a portal to a global ocean, and you're not swimming with other fish like you. You're swimming with the curated, photoshopped, algorithmically selected great white sharks of success.
Wow, okay, that's a vivid image.
But it's true. We need to talk about the highlight reel, because that's all you see in the global ocean.
Right, the highlight reel. The vacation to Bali, the perfect sourdough loaf, the marathon finish line photo.
Exactly. It's the peak moments. It's life with a marketing team and a filter. Think about it. There's a whole economy built on this. An influencer's job is literally to create a life that looks aspirational, that looks better than yours, so you'll buy the products they're selling.
So their job is to make me feel, inadequate.
In a way, yes. Their job is to create a gap between your life and their presented life, and then sell you a product to close that gap. And our brains haven't evolved to handle this. Your brain sees a picture of someone on a yacht, and it processes it as real, as their constant state of being. It doesn't automatically factor in that the photo took 100 tries, was heavily edited, and was sponsored by a yacht rental company. It just registers, they have that, I don't.
And I think it also creates this pressure to build my own highlight reel, you know? Like if I go on a hike, there's this little voice that's like, did you get a good photo for Instagram? It kind of pulls you out of the actual experience.
It absolutely does. It turns your life into a performance. You become a content creator of your own life, and the audience is, well, everyone. And the algorithm pushes the most extreme examples to the top, the biggest wins, the most lavish trips. It's not a reflection of reality, it's a distortion of it.
So, okay, this is a lot. What is this constant flood of other people's perfect lives actually doing to our mental health, to our brains?
Oh, it does a number on us. On a basic level, it triggers our brain's threat detection system, the amygdala.
The threat detection? But it's just a photo.
To your ancient primal brain, seeing someone with way more resources or status is a threat. It signals that you're falling behind in the tribe, that you might be left out. It's a social survival instinct gone haywire.
Wow. So I'm not just feeling jealous. My brain is feeling, endangered.
Exactly. And it creates this constant low-grade anxiety. And then there's the nature of the comparison itself. Like we touched on, social comparison theory is a real thing. It's natural, but it used to be balanced. Now it's almost entirely upward social comparison.
Always looking up at people who seem to have more.
Always. And it's not motivating because the gap seems insurmountable. It just makes you feel deficient. Think about body image. You're not just comparing yourself to people in your town anymore. You're comparing yourself to fitness models and celebrities whose full-time job is to look a certain way, often with the help of surgery, trainers, and Photoshop. It's an impossible standard.
And money too. Financial anxiety.
Huge. You see people flaunting wealth, and it can make your own financial progress feel totally inadequate, even if you're actually doing fine by any reasonable measure. And the worst part is the frequency. It's not once a month in a magazine, it's every time you unlock your phone. It's a constant drip, drip, drip of inadequacy. It erodes your self-worth over time without you even realizing it's happening.
Okay, I feel like a weight has been lifted just by putting words to this. My main takeaway is that this feeling is a feature, not a bug. It's a natural response to a totally unnatural environment.
That is the absolute best way to put it. It's not a personal failing, it's a systemic problem, and having that awareness is the first and most important step.
So what's step 2?
Step 2 is consciously curating your digital pond. You have the power to do that. Unfollow accounts that consistently make you feel bad. Mute them. Actively seek out content that is realistic or funny or that teaches you something instead of just making you feel envious.
Be an active user, not just a passive consumer.
You got it. And maybe, just maybe, try a comparison fast. One day a week, or even just for an evening, stay off the apps that trigger that feeling. Go for a walk, read a book, talk to a friend. Reconnect with your own, real, uncurated life.
That, I think I could do that. That feels manageable. Well, this has been incredibly enlightening. That's all the time we have for today on 60 Second Scholar.
Thanks for listening, everyone. And remember, your behind the scenes is not comparable to someone else's highlight reel. Be kind to yourself.
We'll see you next time.